Hey, it's Clay Trader, and this will be a video chart on ticker symbol BLDV. We will take a look at the 30-minute time frame. Real quick, what do I mean by 30-minute in case maybe you're new to charts? Instead of each one of these candlesticks here representing 1 day's worth of price action, which is what you would normally see, each one represents 30 minutes. So all this here may look like several days worth of time. It's actually just today's price action broken down into 30-minute time slices. I like you this time frame. I think that's a good job of telling the quote-unquote story of the price. And in this situation, makes summarizing the price action pretty straightforward. So if you were to say, hey, Clay, summarize this for me quickly, I would say pump and dump on thin ice. Now, before you start throwing stones at me, I don't know anything about the company. So I'm making that statement based solely on how the price acted today. And my definition of a pump and dump is that a price makes a really nice move, and then within a relatively short amount of time, the price is right back to where it started, or in some cases lower. So let's first just start by mapping out where this all started. And in my mind, it all started when it broke outside of this little pesky range right here at 0018. You look back through the history of the chart from yesterday, and you can see the price fell below this area, and then tried several times to break up above it there, couldn't quite do it, tried to break up above it there, couldn't quite do it, and then finally did break above it there. So that is what I'm counting as my quote-unquote starting point. So let's apply the definition. Price makes a really nice move. Well, considering it started right here, and then the price went all the way up as high as that, I think any rational person would say, yeah, that was a very nice move. Second part of the definition, within a relatively short amount of time. Well, considering this all happened in the same day, I would hope we could all agree that this was a relatively short amount of time. And then finally, the price goes back to where it started, or in some cases lower. So this is where that pump and dump on thin ice comes into play, because to be fair to the bulls, you got to be fair. If this, and going forward, 0018 is this thin ice point. If the price comes down here and bounces off the thin ice point a few more times, like it did right there, and then starts to head back upwards, what would you have in this situation? Again, to be fair to the bulls, well, you'd have a set of lows right there. You'd have a set of lows right there. You'd have that set down there. If you picture each one of these as stair steps, well, hey, now you have stair steps continuing to progress in the upwards direction. On the flip side of things, if the price comes down here and then does not hold above the thin ice, breaks through it, and then pulls to the downside, what would you have at that point in time? Then you'd have literally the price right back to within this range where it just was. And not to insult your intelligence, but that's not what a truly powerful move does. A truly powerful move is going to make progress forward, not go back to where it was. And quote unquote back to where it was is being represented by that thin ice point at 0018. So yeah, the bulls still have an opportunity. They don't have much wiggle room, hence the thin ice term, but who knows, maybe the bulls will ultimately build a higher base and keep on constructing a long-term uptrend. We shall see next week.
One of the biggest questions that I get is, hey Clay, how do you find the stocks that you trade? So what I've done is put together a free resource guide where I talk about the tools that I use to locate stocks that I find interesting and think may have potential. So if that sounds like something that could add value to you as a trader, then click on the image that is up on the screen right now and I will email you the guide. The guide itself is very short and to the point, and best part, it's completely free. Thanks for watching the video. Let me know if you have any questions.